So I've started to think about this, and I think that, you know how football team has like an offensive, defensive, and special teams coordinator, and then they have a head coach. The head coach's job is to give all the other coordinators all the data, the overall strategy, what they want to do. But it's the offensive coordinator's job to make sure that yards per pass play are over 12 and like that they score more than 23 points a game. Like that's on the offensive coordinator. I think that what I'm seeing is that super modern pushing forward SDR teams have a head coach, meaning like a director or VP of sales development, that's responsible for what's the vision, what's the training, what's the coaching, what's the data say, and then providing good books of business with the correct personas, and then creative data that allows an SDR to go do their job or allows this to do their job. Then you have channel coordinators, email coordinator, phone coordinator, and social coordinator. I started doing this at Catalyst. We had a social coordinator. He took over all the social activity of every other SDR. He booked twice as many meetings as the rest of my outbound team combined, just focusing on that. Then imagine if you just had somebody just focus on email. Well, the reason outreach wouldn't work today, building the business, is because one person can't really effectively email like 50, but there are tools out there where you can do that and, warm up the inboxes and do all that kind of stuff. And the same thing with phone. I can take a parallel dialer. I could make 2,000 dials a day on a parallel dialer. I kick my feet up, turn on ESPN, watch ESPN all day. Whenever I got a beep on my headset, I'd start talking. And I bet you I'd book 10, 15 meetings a day doing that. And so like that's where I'm seeing is like a different kind of specialization around a channel versus a specialization of a role.
So I think you hit the nail on the head. I mean, that's pretty much how we have our SDR org designed today. Is we have like an inbound team that works high urgent web leads that require an SLA and certain metrics around making sure that those are followed up on. And then we have a hybrid, I'll call it hybrid. It's like a MEC outreach team where we do email marketing. And so to your point, warming up inboxes, getting reps that are actually responding to cold emails, which is really what Outbound used to be, right? So this MEC outreach team is kind of a legacy version of what Outbound is. And then we have an actual Outbound team that is doing more of the strategic outreach on the tier 1 accounts, prioritizing hot intent signals and using more personalization and stuff. It's like, there is so many different motions. And I agree with you. I think specialization is one of the most important things. And because if you think about it on the flip side, all of those are different muscles, right? And so if you expect an SDR to be able to do that all day, every day, they're never going to be able to do all of those different things effectively. And so it's like, how do you hone in on what the right things are to do? And you can really start to play around with the different segments that you can actually yield more out of. Because I think, Adam, to your point earlier, like the CAC payback, as far as how much, like where deal sizes are coming in, you really can't afford to put an outbound SDR on a lot of those types of segments.